Para sa salapi, tayo ay
Grabe ginagawa natin ngayong araw na 'to.
pwede na pwede naman para sa kinabukasan.
Yeah,
Ayan,
ayan ang mga
anyway,
tawag namin,
meron na lamang tayong 100 items to go pa, tama coach?
110. Hindi ko na nga
110.
naputan sa gitna, eh,
Alright, 100
110 pa.
items. Kaya yan, no? So, if ready na
Kaya
kayo, kaya,
yan,
kaya, kaya, in the, ano, kaya yan in the chat box kung ready na.
go-go
Ay,
na
wala
yan
na tayo.
kasi
Hindi ata kaya. Ay, dalawa. Anong yes po? Kaya yan ang sabi ko. Yes po ang sinabi. Kayo nagigigil ako eh. Alright, the floor
kaya
is yours
yan.
po.
Thank you. Okay, let's go with 91. Alam ko ano na 'to. Uh, the Philippines filed a case against China at which international body in 2013? A. United Nations Secretariat. B. Permanent Court of Arbitration. C. International Criminal Court. Or D. United Nations General Assembly. Yan. Okay. No? Wala magsasagot ng ICC, ha? Para yun sa current na kaso. Hindi yan yung dati. No? So yes, no, the best answer is your Permanent Court of Arbitration. No? Doon natin yan dinala. Although, syempre, sa Hague rin yun, if you would compare. But, no, with regards sa UNCLOS, ito nga. So, next one, number 92. The 9-dash line was a line that was referenced to a map showing China's territorial claims over much of the South China Seas, including the West Philippine Sea. B, a set of international regulations for maritime safety. C, a division of the seas between China and the Philippines. Or D, an agreement on fishing rights. So, ang 9-dash line ay ang mapa na create ng China para ipakita ang kanyang claim. Nagkaroon ng bagong reiteration na naging 10-dash line. Kaya, no, sinaklaw na yung 10-dash line yung Taiwan. Best answer 92 is letter A. Next, number 93. Which of the following actions is China accused of Philippine Sea? A. Building artificial islands and militarization of Spratly. B. Assisting the soldiers in, wala na, kulang. Walang yan. C. Disputing fishing rights with Malaysia. Or D. Establishing a shipping route. Best answer, obviously, is letter A. No, yun naman yung naglagay sila para may strong base sila. No? Yeah. Next one, number 94. The Philippines won the landmark victory in 2016 over China, considering the West Philippine Sea. What did the ruling say about the Scarborough Shoal? A. It's part of China's territory and the artificial islands built was valid. B. It's a traditional fishing ground for Filipino fishermen, and the China's claim is invalid. C. It belongs to Vietnam since China and the Philippines claim is not valid. Or D. The ruling does not address the Scarborough Shoal. No? So, historical claims, pinakita lahat ng mapa, and what was the conclusion? The conclusion was letter B. It was a traditional fishing grounds for Filipino fishermen. No? At nakalagay yan doon sa mismong desisyon. Best answer, letter B. Next one, number 95. The last island of the Sulu Archipelago which is nearest the Philippine-Malay border is, ayan, pinakadulong-dulo talaga. Ito na yung pinakamalapit sa Malaysia. A. Panggugan Island. No? May ibang spelling to eh. Pero actually, kung titingnan mo yung marker doon sa mismong lugar na yon, ito talaga yung spelling. B. Bonggao Island. C. Holo Island. C. D. Turtle Island. No? Oh, sure? Meron pang mas malayo kay Bonggao. Yan. Yan. So that is your, ito, ang Bonggao, yan yung mismong center sa Tawi-Tawi. Pero meron ka pang babangkain para umabot ka dun sa dulong-dulo, which is letter A. Ayan, nakaabot na kayo sa pinakadulo ng Pilipinas. Nakita ko lang yung isang ano 'no, isang vlogger kaya naisip ko yung tanong na yan 'no. Minsan pagka-search ka ng search ng kung ano-ano, yan ang nare-recommend sa'yo ng YouTube. Anyway, next 'no. Yan yung isang spelling pa 'no, yung Pangguan Island. May mga nakita ko 'pag ginugel mo, yan yung spelling. Pero nung nakita ko yung mismong video na yun yung marker, yun yung spelling. So parang nagiging dalawa ang spelling niya ngayon, okey? Just to clarify 'no, yung sa Pangguan at saka yung pinakita ko sa inyong spelling kanina. What is the Philippines' position regarding the 2016 Court of Arbitration ruling? Yan. A, they reject the ruling. B, they uphold the ruling and call for peace, resolution of disputes. C, they want to revisit the ruling. Or D, they agree with the China's claim. Yan. So siyempre, ang sa atin hindi naman tayo nakikipaggera. Ang rule natin is to be 'no, ayan, uphold the ruling. Pero we call for peace kasi wala namang gustong makipaggera sa isang superpower. Best answer, letter B. Okay, yan. Yung 95, ano pa yan 'no, yan. Ito yung sinasabi ko may contest sa spelling, Dalawa makikita mo pero ito kasi yung nakita ko sa marker. So 96, ayan, banggit na natin is letter B, 97 na tayo. What is the role of ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, in the South China Sea dispute? A, to mediate and promote a code of conduct to the South China Sea. B, to take sides in the dispute. C, to establish a unified military force. Or D, to claim ownership of the entire South China Sea. Keyword, as a geopolitical union, what is the role of ASEAN? Siyempre, the role of ASEAN is to be a mediator, no? Yun ang kanyang pinaka-main goal natin. Next one. Number 98. What is the one of the primary issues affecting the livelihoods of local fishermen in the Philippines? A, overfishing by China. B, limited access to the traditional fishing grounds due to Chinese encroachment. C, lack of government support. Or D, declining fish stock. So, syempre, alam naman natin ang ating mga mangingisda, they go very, very far away para lang makapangisda. Yun nga lang sila ay nakokontra, kaya ang best answer ay letter B. Kasi nahaharang sila doon sa kanilang mga traditional fishing grounds. Next, number 99, no? Which international body administers UNCLOS? A, United Nations General Assembly. B, International Seabed Authority. No? C, International Maritime Organization. Or D, International Court of Justice. Sure? Mukha lang maganda ang tunog ng International Maritime pero sure? Yan. So when you look at your your international body that administers the UNCLOS, no, you have your International Seabed Authority, na. Now, syempre no, yung mga yung mga planning, yung mga anything about the marine, no. Ito yung nabibigay ng mga rules, procedures, and regulations. Okay. Next one. The primary goal of UNCLOS is to A, establish national territorial waters. B, create a global conflict. C, regulate the use of world's oceans and resources. Or D, promote commercial shipping and prevention in certain territories. Okay. Siyempre, okay, sinasabi natin yung high seas. Ano yung high seas? These are what we call your international waters. Kasi unang-una, kailangan nating ma-determine ano ang territorial sea muna ng isang bansa. Then, dinidetermine rin natin ang tinatawag nating exclusive economic zone. Then, after natin ma-determine yan, kung ano pa ang natitira, no? After nung ating tinatawag ring continental shelf, no? Ano yung natitira natin? Yan yung ating international waters. Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga walang nagmamay-ari, no? Best answer, letter C, no? Kasi kung titingnan mo dito, no? Ang goal natin is yung buong mundo, mahati-hati natin kung ano yung mga resources. At the same time, we're also looking at ano ba ang definition natin ng international waters. Best answer for number 100 is letter C. Next, 101. What term does the territorial sea refer under UNCLOS? A, the entire ocean within the country's EEZ. B, the exclusive fishing zone for coastal state. C, the area extending up to 12 nautical miles from the coastal state's baseline. Or D, the global shipping lane. So that would be, the best answer would be letter, correct, no? Letter C is the best answer. Kasi nga, it's within 12 nautical miles, no? Okay. Pag within the territorial sea, what letter S ang pwede i-claim ng country? What letter S ang pwede i-claim ng country? No? Sovereign rights, sovereignty. Okay, good. No. Sovereign rights, sovereignty. Best answer for 101 is letter C. Okay. Next one. 102. What does UNCLOS say about high seas? A, they are under control of individual nations. B, their only coastal states have high right seas. C, they are restricted for military use only. D, they are open to all sovereign states and subject for territorial claims. Keyword is high seas, no? So sa pag sinabi mong high seas, that is part of your international water, no? So best answer is letter D. Kasi nga walang nagmamay-ari ng international waters. Walang nagmamay-ari ng high seas. Mare liberum, no? Yan. Next, 103. Under UNCLOS, a state can claim sovereignty over its territorial sea, but it must allow A, foreign military vessels to operate freely. B, coastal states to fish freely in other territories. C, international trade to be unregulated. Or D, what we call indecent passage of foreign ships. Okay. Sovereignty over its territorial sea. Territorial sea, no? Ngayon, pag teritoryo mo, ikaw magre-regulate kung sino ang mangingisda. Yes. Kasi ang pwede kang mangisda, to, yan yung sa EEZ, di ba? Normally, ang may right doon yung may EEZ. Pero ang tinatanong dito is territorial sea. Kaya ang territorial sea, pwede kang dumaan. Ano sinisecure niya? Kahit teritoryo mo ito, you have the freedom of navigation and overflight. What is the freedom of navigation and overflight? That is letter D. Okay, freedom of navigation and overflight. So ibig sabihin, pati eroplano pwedeng dumaan sa'yo. Pero katulad ng ginawa ng Pilipinas, nagkaroon ng sea lanes. Ibig sabihin, pwede ka dumaan sa Pilipinas kasi nire-respeto namin UNCLOS, pero dito ka dadaan. Ganun ang ginawa ng Pilipinas. No? Now, 104. What is the main responsibility of a coastal state within the EEZ? A, to regulate trade. B, to manage, conserve the living and non-living marine resources. C. To maintain defense and security for global shipping. D. To provide shipping lanes for international vessels. Okay. Keyword coastal, no? Coastal state within the EEZ. So best answer would be yes, to manage the resources. Kasi 'di ba, you have rights to those resources. You don't own that place pero you have rights to whatever resources is within your exclusive economic zone. Best answer for 104, letter B. Next, 105. Under UNCLOS, the International Tribunal, the laws of the seas, resolves dispute involving A. Maritime boundaries and interpretation of UNCLOS provisions. B. Fishing rights among fishermen. C. Establishment of overshipping routes. Or D. Territorial disputes over land. So best answer would be yes, no? You would have what we call the maritime boundaries and interpretation of your UNCLOS. Best answer, letter A. Next, 106. Which type of ecosystem protection does UNCLOS encourage? A. Protection of marine ecosystems like coral reef, deep sea habitats, and endangered species. B. Protection of coastal roads. C. Protection of fisheries industries. Or D. Protection of land forests. Best answer, ecosystem. Ang mga nasa mga EEZ, nasa mga malalayo na oceans are very much areas ng seas, ng oceans na andun ang mga species na unique. Best answer, letter A for 106. No? 106, letter A, protection of marine ecosystems like coral reef, deep sea habitats, and endangered species. 107. What does Article 121 of UNCLOS discuss? A. The right of coastal states in high seas. B. International disputes. C. The legal status of islands, including to a territorial sea and EEZ. Or D. Marine pollution standards. Best answer for 107, no? Malalaman natin kung ano ang status ng isla. Ano yung tatlong dinidifferentiate? Isla, bato, o low tide elevation. Obvious naman yung low tide elevation. Lumalabas lang siya pag low tide. Yung difference ng bato at saka yung island, ang island, kayang mabuhay yung tao. Andun yung mga basic things na kailangan ng tao. No? Ang rock, obviously, it cannot sustain life there. Best answer, letter C. Next, 108. A real estate salesperson has now been accredited. He can now do which of the following: to buy a property, to assist in buying, selling, or leasing property to clients. C, to appraise properties, or D, to determine the highest and best use of the land or the property. Okay. Best answer. Napaka-obvious na niyan, no? Letter B. No? Siyempre, letter A, pang ano yan, owner, pang seller, no? Pang buyer, yan, mga kang kliyente yan. Letter C is appraiser. Letter D is more of a consultant. Best answer, letter B. 109. What is the role of the Real Estate Service Act, RA 9646, in the real estate accreditation process? A, it provides, sa salesperson to in the context of salesperson na sagot. It provides guidelines for real estate brokers. It regulates the buying and selling of real estate only. It sees the standards and rules of the practice of real estate service, including accreditation and of salesperson. It governs the practice of real estate consultant that guides the real estate salesperson. Alam naman natin, broker ang nagsusupervise sa salesperson at ang RESA is there para i-regulate yung practice even of the salesperson in accordance with the rules, no, sa stipulated sa RESA. Best answer 109, letter C. Next one, 110. Under the Philippine law, which of the following is required for a real estate salesperson to legally conduct transactions? A, having an estate license. B, being a member of National Real Estate Organization. C, owning a property. Or D, being accredited under the supervision of a licensed real estate broker. Very basic, no? That would be letter D. Kasi nga, you're already, no, accredited, not licensed kung ikaw ay salesperson. And under ka ng supervision ng broker. So, 111. Which of the following is true about continuing professional education or development for real estate salesperson in the Philippines? A is optional. B, it is mandatory to maintain accreditation. C, it is only required for brokers. Or D, is it only required if they engage in real estate brokerage? If you want to maintain your accreditation, 1, you must be connected with the broker. 2, you must maintain the necessary CPD units. So, therefore, it is what we call mandatory. No? Para magtuloy-tuloy siya. Okay? 111 is letter B. 112. The CPD course for real estate salesperson are designed to A, increase personal wealth. B, ensure that salesperson are updated, no, as to, no, legal, ethical, and real estate trends. C, teach advanced real estate concepts that an appraiser or consultant does. Or D, focus on financial investments only. Best answer, no, kaya ka nagsi-CPD is lifelong learning. Lifelong learning would help you understand, no, the, no, situation of your practice, no, yung mga latest. So best answer is letter B for number 12. Next one, number 113. With the CPD and CPSP cuts in mind to build a long-lasting career, a real estate salesperson must A, maintain strong professional and ethical standards, engaging in continuous learning. B, focus solely on earning commissions. C, avoid attending professional training. Or D, practice only in specific geographical location. CPSP, career progression. Career progression, no, you need to learn specific skills, specific knowledge that is related to your area of focus. And that is part of lifelong learning. And since you are complying with what is the requirement of the PRC, you're also adhering to the legal and ethical standards by your profession. Best answer, letter A. Next one, 114. The 2013 Typhoon Haiyan, Yolanda, was one of the most destructive to hit the Philippines. Which of the following was the major consequence of the typhoon? A, tsunami. B, massive flooding and destruction of homes. C, famine and wildfire. Or D, earthquake damage. Obvious naman to, no? Dahil nagkaroon ng storm surge at hindi naman siya tsunami, mali ang tsunami kung hindi massive flooding and destruction of homes. No? Kaya nga nagtaas sila ng seawall, naglagay sila ng mga evacuation centers na until now, nakalagay pa rin yung mga direction because they learned from what happened. 115. What is the main source of carbon dioxide emission in the Philippines? A, burning of fossil fuels for energy and transportation. B, agricultural activities. C, industrial waste. Or D, urbanization. So best answer for this one, obviously, greenhouse gases come from non-renewable energy sources. Best answer, letter A. 116. What is the primary advantage of using renewable energy sources over fossil fuels? A, fossil fuels are cheaper. B. Renewable energy sources are sustainable and minimal environmental impact. C. Renewable energy is less efficient. Or D. Fossil fuels are more abundant. Ang key dito is safer for the environment, ang renewable energy, and at the same time, hindi katulad kung non-renewable, ang non-renewable, pag naubos, wala ka ng pagkukunan. Ang araw nandyan, ang tubig nandyan, ang hangin nandyan. Best answer, letter B. No, for 116. Renewable energy sources are sustainable and minimal environmental impact. Next one, 117. Which of the following is a major renewable energy source in the Philippines and even ranking within the top 3 producers in the world? A. Hydroelectric energy. B. Geothermal energy. C. Natural gas. Or D. Solar energy. Ang top 3 tayo kasi marami nito sa Bicol, sa Leyte, for example, is your geothermal energy. Okay? Best answer, letter B. Top 3 kasi yung difference. Although major renewable, may tubig tayo, no? Pero ang key kasi dito yung within the top 3. 118. Which of the following is not a type of renewable energy in the Philippines? A. Wind energy. B. Solar energy. C. Nuclear energy. Or D. Biomass energy. Obviously, no? Ang hindi renewable, kasi nga non-renewable siya, and it uses things that are taken from the earth. Best answer, nuclear energy. 118, letter C. Next, 119. What is the goal of the Philippine National Renewable Energy Program? A. To increase the use of fossil fuels. B. To reduce the country's dependence on non-renewable energy sources and increase the use of renewable energy. C. To build more nuclear power plants. Or D. To encourage the use of coal. Best answer. Ayan. Letter B. No? Kasi nga, ang ini-improve natin yung tinatawag nating energy mix. And ano yung energy mix? Yung balanse ng renewable energy versus non-renewable energy. Yun yung tinitingnan natin. Now, next one. 120. The Philippines is a signatory of the Paris Agreement. What is the country's commitment under this agreement? A. To reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. B. To phase out fossil fuels by 2035. C. To ban all coal-based power plants. Or D. To limit global warming to well below 2 degrees and strive for 1.5 degrees Celsius. Okay. Huwag kayong maguguluhan sa letter A. Kasi yung letter A, hindi specific yung sinasabi niya. Kasi pag sinabi mong reduce how much, walang nakaspecify. Unlike letter D is very specific. Ang target talaga natin na is 1.5 degrees Celsius. Best answer, letter D. Okay? 121. The Philippine Clean Energy Investment Program focuses on A. Attracting private investments in renewable energy sources. B. Expanding coal-based power plants. C. Exporting energy to neighboring countries. Or D. Regulating fossil fuel use. Keyword investment. Doon pa lang may idea ka na gusto nating mas maraming pumunta dito at maglagay saan? Sa renewable energy. Best answer, letter A. Attracting private investment in renewable energy sources. Next one. 122. Which of the following is an environmental benefit of renewable energy? A. Increase air pollution. B. Greater dependency on imported fuels. C. Harm to local wildlife. Or D. Reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Keyword renewable energy. So, kung renewable ang ginagamit mo, hindi ka gumagamit masyado ng non-renewable. More renewable energy, less non-renewable energy. And that would contribute to cleaner, no? Kasi hindi ka na masyadong nagpo-produce ng CO2, no? Best answer, letter D. Reduce greenhouse gas emissions. 122, letter D. Next, 123. How does wind energy contribute to the reduction of climate change? A, by emitting carbon dioxide. B, by generating electricity without emitting greenhouse gases. No? C, by capturing sunlight. D, by reducing air pressure. Best answer, letter B. Kasi nga, renewable energy siya. Ang wind energy is renewable energy. So, dahil doon, letter B ang sagot. Kasi ang renewable energy, hindi siya known to cause greenhouse gases. 123, letter B. Next, 124. What is the main advantage of solar panels or solar power in the Philippines? A, it can generate electricity even in areas with abundant sunlight. B, it can only be used in urban areas. C, it requires high maintenance. Or D, it uses fossil fuels for energy production. Okay. Best answer, letter E. Correct. Kasi nga, maganda siya dahil you can put in there and then it will already generate electricity. Init pa naman sa Pilipinas, and being in a tropical country, magiging advantageous talaga maglagay ka niyan. Next one, 125. The Philippines is an archipelago. Tapos, hydropower is an important and renewable energy source. Which of the following is an advantage of hydropower? A, it's non-renewable. B, it provides stable energy of a stable source of energy due to availability of water resource. C, it causes severe deforestation. D, it is costly to maintain. Okay. Ang keyword natin dito, archipelago tayo eh. Dahil archipelago tayo, we can say that it is a stable source of energy kasi ang tubig nakapalibot sa buong Pilipinas. Best answer, letter B. 126. What is the potential environmental impact of large-scale power project? A, disruption of aquatic ecosystem and fish migration. B, increase air pollution. C, deforestation. Or D, soil erosion. Keyword natin dito, large-scale hydropower projects. So anong normally ma-observe natin dito? Ang hydropower may turbine sa ilalim. Siyempre, kung saan mo nilagay yung turbine, maaaring ma-disrupt yung mga nandun na halaman at hayop. Best answer, letter A for 126. Next one. 127. Biomass is a renewable energy. Under the Renewable Energy Act of 2008, biomass can be derived from A, fossil fuels, B, nuclear reactors, C, organic materials such as wood, agricultural waste, and animal byproducts. Or C, hydroelectric power. Keyword, biology, So, pasok na doon yung animal byproducts, agriculture, Best answer, letter C. Okay. Next. 128. How does energy stores like batteries help renewable energy system? A, it stores excess energy for use during periods of low energy generation. B, it reduces energy consumption. C, it increases the cost of energy. D, it replaces the need for renewable energy sources. Best answer, Ang battery ay purpose niya ay meron kang spare na energy. And where would you put in the spare energy? Ayan, letter A. Okay, 129, 128 is letter A. Next, 129, which sector can benefit the most from renewable energy initiatives in rural areas? A, agricultural and local industries due to affordable and clean energy. B, urban transportation system, excuse me. C, the tourism industry, or D, heavy industries. Best answer. No? Renewable energy, makakatulong siya kasi mapapowered siya ng, let's say, solar. Mapowered niya yung mga rural, which is agricultural. Okay? Best answer, letter A. Next, 130. What is the role of local government in promoting renewable energy? A, regulating coal power plants. B, encouraging fossil fuel dependence. C, implementing policies, providing incentives and education communities on renewable energy options. D, limiting international investments. Okay. Siyempre, pagka local government, sila ang naggagawa ng policies para mas lalong ma-encourage yung renewable energy. 130, letter C. 131, the Green Jobs Act focuses on creating opportunities that are related with renewable energy, which is an example of a green job. A, solar panel installation and maintenance, wind turbine technicians and energy audit. B, oil refinery workers. C, coal miners. D, transportation workers. Obviously, ang B and C, non-renewable energy. No? Yan. Ito pa lang yung 131. Ayan. B and C are what you call your non-renewable. Ang renewable ay yes, no? Letter A. Okay, letter A. Yan. Transportation workers, syempre, transportation na still emissions. 131, letter A. Next, 132. Carbon footprint reduction can be done at home. Which can people do at home to reduce their carbon footprint? A, use more gasoline-powered appliances. B, install solar panels and reduce energy consumption. C, increase water usage. Or D, use more plastics. Siyempre, pinakamaganda dito, yung makakatipid ka ng kuryente at the same time, kung kaya mo magtipid ng electricity, that would be better. Best answer, letter B. 132, letter B. Next one, 133. The Philippines' contribution to climate change can be enhanced by A, reducing renewable energy development. B, strengthening its renewable energy sector and adhering to international climate agreement. C, install solar panels at home. Or D, focusing only on local markets. Okay. Ang tanong dito, global. Ang sagot mo dito, international. No? Kasi global is international. Best answer, letter B. Okay? 133, letter B. Next, 134. Green building is an increasing trend in real estate development. What is the primary goal of green building? A, to increase building cost. B, to use more energy. C, to reduce environmental impact and promote sustainability. D, to minimize construction materials. Okay, green building, anong focus? Environment. Anong focus? Use resources so that hindi tayo aksaya ng aksaya and it will become more sustainable. Best answer, 134, letter C. Okay, next tayo. 135. The Green Building Code in the Philippines is designed to A, increase the functionality of the building. B, focus only the interior design and aesthetic external design. C, promote energy efficient and reduce resource consumption of buildings. D, ignore environmental concerns. Keyword green building. Green focuses on environment. And if you're focusing on the environment, what would be your best answer would be letter C. Correct. Kasi functionality, not necessarily green building yan. Maaring design mo lang siya para maging functional siya pero you don't consider the environment. Medyo big siya. So best answer, letter C. 136. Which of the following is a key objective of the green building? A, to maximize energy consumption. B, to improve the building efficiency and resources, like energy, water, and materials. C, to increase construction costs. Or D, to increase consumption of resources. Green building is usually focused on efficiency, water, energy, using materials. Best answer, letter B. 136, letter B. Okay, 137. The LEED or LEED system is most applicable to which type of project? A, residential only. B, only government buildings. C, only energy intensive industries. D, commercial, institutional, and residential. Okay. By this time, medyo gets yun na yung tanong. Kasi nga, may word na only. Only restricts you to one particular option. So the best answer would be the one that is the umbrella or the encompassing option, which is letter D. Okay, for 137. Next, 138. What organization is responsible for the development of the Verde rating system? A, Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR. B, Department of Energy or DOE. C, National Economic and Development Authority. NEDA. D, Philippine Green Building Council. Okay, so kung merong US GBC, no? Tayo namang Pilipino mahilig tayong magkuha ng best practices from other country. Meron tayong Philippine Green Building Council. Best answer, letter D. Next time, 139. Verde rating system evaluates building which of the following categories? A, energy, water, site development, materials, indoor environmental quality. B, interior design, height and style. C, aesthetic and exterior finishes. Or D, landscaping and building shape. Okay, alam natin yung mga sections ng Green Building Code and that is included in option A. Best answer, 139, is letter A. 140. Which of the following is a requirement for compliance with the Philippine Green Building Council or Code? A, use of energy efficient lighting system. B, allowing uncontrolled energy use. C, promoting non-renewable energy sources. Or D, focusing on only aesthetic pictures. Okay, keyword natin ulit, yung mga sections ng Green Building Code, energy efficiency. Best answer, letter A. Okay, 140, letter A. Next, 141. In the context of green buildings, what does sustainability mean? A, adapting to current situations. B, increasing energy consumption. C, reducing the use of resources at the expense of the next generation. D, minimizing the environmental impact while meeting the present needs without compromising the future ability to meet their own needs. Best answer. Siyempre, sustainability. Ngayon, no? Bukas. At magpakailanman. Parang ano lang no? Palabas lang. Yan. So, best answer is letter D. Kasi pakialam mo yung present and even the future. No? 1 for 1, letter D. Next, 1 for 2. Green building can help mitigate climate change by A. Increasing CO2 emissions. B. Reducing energy use and decreasing the carbon footprint. C. Increasing the use of fossil fuels. D. Using more synthetic materials. Best answer. Siyempre, climate change. Climate change, ano pinakakalaban natin? Greenhouse gases. Paano mo marireduce ang greenhouse gases? I-reduce mo rin ang iyong carbon footprint. Best answer, letter B. 1 for 2, letter B. Next, 1 for 3. What do green buildings contribute to the well-being of their occupants? A. By increasing energy costs. B. By creating more windows. C. By improving air quality, providing more lighting and enhancing comfort. D. By giving outdoor views. Siyempre, ang occupants, iniisip natin ang indoor environmental quality. And how can you ensure indoor environmental quality? Best answer, letter C. No? 1 for 3, letter C. 1 for 4. In terms of economic benefits, green building can lead to A. Increased property values and higher rental rates. B. Lower construction costs. C. Maintain tenants. Or D. Increase maintenance cost. Keyword economic development, economic benefits, pera. Pera can be realized kung tumataas ang property mo. Best answer, letter A. For number 144. Next tayo. 145. Which of the following is commonly used as a part of material sustainability? A. Recycled steel and sustainable wood products. B. New concrete. C. Non-recyclable plastic. D. Asbestos and tiles. Okay. Material sustainability should be number 1, local. Number 2, if you can reuse, recycle, that would be better. Number 3, hindi siya kasama doon saan? Sa mga hazardous na mga materials. Best answer, letter A. Kasi ang asbestos, hazardous. Non-recyclable, hindi yan advisable. New, kung kaya nating mag-reuse, that would be better. Best answer, letter A. 146. One technology is commonly incorporated into green buildings to reduce energy consumption. A. Fossil fuel-based generator. B. Non-renewable lighting system. C. Solar panels and energy efficient HVAC system. D. Coal-fired boilers. Best answer. Kung titingnan mo yung A, B, at D, ang A, B, and D are all non-renewable. Ang renewable lang ay letter C. Best answer, 146, letter C. 147. Green roofs help buildings in both energy and water efficiency in which way? A. Increase heat retention. B. Block natural sunlight. C. Reduce energy consumption and manage storm water. Or D. Increase air pollution. Okay. Energy, energy consumption, water efficiency, storm water management. Best answer, letter C. Okay? Next one. 148. How do double glazed windows contribute to green building design? A. By blocking natural light. B. By increasing energy consumption. C. By reducing heat transfer and improve insulation. D. By allowing for higher heating cost. Sinisil nga niya para nga yung aircon, yung lamig na aircon di lalabas, no? Within the room lang siya. So the best answer would be letter C. Okay? Next, 149. What does a LEED Platinum certification indicate about a building? A. It only meets basic energy efficiency standard. B. It is one of the highest performing buildings in terms of sustainability and resource efficiency. C. It has a low environmental impact. Or D. It is minimally renewable energy use. Pag tingnan mo yung A, B, A, C, and D, may pagkakapareha sila. No? Kasi yung pagkakaparehas nila parang ano lang, basic lang. So best answer, ang platinum kasi, 'di ba? May certified, no? May silver, may gold, may platinum. So best answer, letter. Okay? For 149. 150. In the Philippines, which type of building is commonly certified under Verde? A. Industrial factories. B. Agricultural structures. C. Commercial and residential buildings. D. Warehouses. Okay. Siyempre, pinaka-common natin nakikita are either in subdivisions or in commercial business districts, which are commercials. Best answer, letter C for 150. Last 50. Konti na lang. 151. How smart technologies impact green buildings? A. By increasing resource consumption. B. By reducing renewable energy adoption. C. By maintaining building safety standards. Or D. By optimizing energy use and enhancing operational efficiency of buildings. Smart technologies, ini-improve ang iyong automation, ini-improve ang iyong capacity. No? Best answer, letter D for number 51. You optimize energy use and enhancing operational efficiency kasi automated ka na. That's how technology can help you. Next, 152. What type of building is most likely to benefit from green building certifications? A. Building with high energy consumption. B. Building with limited light. C. Building looking to improve their environmental performance and reduce operational costs. Or D. Building with low occupancy. Siyempre, ang magbe-benefit dito is yung conscious about their environmental impact. And they want also to reduce their utilities. Cost of their utilities. Best answer, letter C. 153. Which future trend in green building focuses on the use of data? A. Smart buildings using Internet of Things and artificial intelligence to monitor and optimize energy use and indoor environment. B. Use of more rain barrels and rainwater harvest. C. More fossil fuel power system and ventilation for air conditioning. D. Plant trees in the roof. Keyword nito, data. How do you get of data? Being connected with technology, internet. Best answer, letter A. Yan, letter A. Balik ko lang. Yan, para ma-SS yun. Okay. So, 153, letter A. Next, 154. The adoption of green building practices in the Philippines is expected to A. Decrease due to high cost. B. Focus on luxury development only. C. Increase as sustainability becomes a priority for both public and private sectors. Or D. Lead to lower quality construction. Ang green building standards dapat, no, whether public or private, no, maging adapters sila so that we can have a sustainable world. Best answer, letter C. Increases sustainability becomes a priority for public and private sectors. Next one. 155. Green building often requires more stringent building codes, which can lead to A. Lower property values, B. Reduced quality of life for occupants, C. Increased emissions, D. Increased initial cost but reduced long-term operational cost. Okay, mas magastos pa ang green building? Yes, no, sa simula. Pero ang iniisip mo is something that would be long-term savings sa kuryente, sa tubig, in short, utilities. Best answer for 156 is letter D. 155, sorry. 155, letter D. Increase initial cost but reduce long-term operational cost. Next one. Yeah. 155. Burahin ko lang. Ayan. So the global movement towards green building expected to A. Decline as the fossil fuel prices drop. B. Focuses only on high-end buildings. C. Slow down due to resistance from developers. D. Accelerate as more governments and organizations recognize the long-term benefit of sustainability. Okay, bakit ba tayo mag-green building? Are we here for the short haul? No. We're here for the long term. No? We are here to help, no, in terms of accelerating, no? Kasi nga ang target natin ngayon voluntary, pero syempre we want it to be part of the design already. We want it to be part of what is the standard, no, soon. So best answer 157, 156 is letter D. 157. Which of the following is considered the most preferred method in the waste hierarchy? A. Recycling. B. Waste prevention. C. Landfilling. Or D. Incineration. Sure na letter A? May mas better. Kasi hindi ka magle-letter A kung anong magagawa mo muna. Yes, no? Magagawa muna yung walang waste. Siyempre, pag na-prevent mo yung waste, hindi walang waste. Hindi yun ang mas pinakamaganda. Okay. Hindi ko to nabanggit dati. May waste hierarchy na tinatawag, no? Pinaka-favored, reduce, no? Ang tatapon mo lang yung pinaka kailangan itapon, no? Kung kaya mo i-reuse, that would be better. Kung kaya mo i-repair, better. Kung kaya mo i-recycle, better. Anong pinakapangit? Dispose. Okay? Kasi tinapon mo lang, hindi mo man lang sinegregate, hindi mo man lang, no, tiningnan kung kaya pang ayusin, yan ang pinakapangit. Okay? So, reduce is the number 1. Parang si X. May hugot pa rin eh, no? Patapos na nga tayo, may hugot pa eh, no? Yan. Keep lang yan. Wait lang. Okay. So, 158, what is the 157? Ayan. Tama, di ba? May skip slides lang ako. Oh. 158 na tayo. Okay. What is the term for waste that is harmful to human health or the environment? A. Non-hazardous waste. B. Biodegradable waste. C. Solid waste. D. Hazardous waste. So, pinaka-ano dito is what we call the hazardous waste. Kasi nga harmful eh. Hazardous. Yan. Mga radiation na waste. Yan, example. Yung mga chemicals na iba, yan, it can be hazardous. Next, 159. Which of the following is an example of an biodegradable waste? A. Aluminum cans. B. Plastic bottles. C. Food scraps. Or D. Glass containers. Alam mo, pag tingnan mo yung iba, recyclables. Ang naiiba lang dito, yung pagkain. Best answer, 159. Letter C. Okay? Next one, 160. E-waste refers to which of the following? Napakadali na yon. Iisa lang ang letter E dyan. Household cleaning products, electrical and electronic devices, hospital waste, food packaging. Ayun. Wala na tayong pagtatalunan dyan from the word E. Kaya lang rumarami ito kasi nga, dumadami ang laptops, cellphones, lahat natin. Best answer, letter B. Okay. 160, letter B. Next one, 161. Which of the following can be environmental impact of improper waste disposal? A. Improve soil fertility. B. Reduce recyclable waste. C. Decrease aesthetics. D. Air and water pollution. Okay. Improper waste disposal. So, syempre, pag improper waste disposal, nangangamoy? Oo. Air pollution. Masama ang amoy ng basura. Pangalawa, nako-contaminate ba ang tubig? Yes. Pag tinapon sa tabi-tabi. Best answer, letter D. 161, letter D. 162. Which agency is responsible for implementing the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act in the Philippines? A. Department of Environment and Natural Resources. B. National Economic and Development Authority. C. Department of Trade and Industry. D. Department of Health. Best answer. Yes. Ang pinaka-in-charge yan ay DENR. Correct. 162, letter A, DENR. Specifically, tama yan, Environment Management Bureau or EMB. 163. Which of the following is a recyclable material? A. Wet paper towels. B. Food waste. C. Glass bottle. D. Diaper. Napakadali na lang yan. Ang nire-recycle, dyaryo, bote. O, di ba, naalala natin dati, no? Yan. Try natin daw diaper na may tae, no? Wag naman. Baka may kumakain pala dyan. Best answer, letter C, glass bottle. Okay? Next, 163, ayan. Screenshot nyo na. 164, materials recovery facilities, MRF, are mandatory based on RA 9003. What is the purpose of a material recovery facility? A. To burn waste for energy. B. To sort and process recyclable materials from collected waste. B. To store all waste within one single big container. D. To help decay the waste immediately. So, material recovery facility, may segregation siya. Meron dito container dito, 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 and dito. Depende kung plastic, bote, kung ano man ang gusto nyong gawing categories. Pero, ang answer dyan is sorting. Best answer, 164, letter B. Next, 165. What is the key benefit of reducing waste at a source? A. It decreases the need for waste disposal and minimizes environmental impact. B. It increases manufacturing costs. C. It creates more landfill spaces. D. It promotes forest management. Ang reduces waste, ang importante, mas konti ang kailangan mong tapunan. At the same time, mas konti ang ma-harm na environment. Best answer, letter A, 165. Correct. Sana ganito daw kadali yung sa board exam. Alam mo, yung natin, yung drill natin ngayon, mga ano to eh. Siyempre, na-drill na kayo nung iba, yung iba nag-F to F, na-drill na rin kayo doon sa mga mas mahirap. So, ito naman yung mild moderate, 'no? Yan. Tsaka masarap sumagot na may kasama, eh. Pagdating sa exam, ayun. 'Di ba? Mas ano na nga ba isasagot ko? Oh, 'di ba? Nakaka-boost kasi ng confidence yung kasama, eh, 'no? Ayan. Extended Producers Responsibility, EPR, programs hold manufacturers accountable for A, the entire life cycle of their products, including disposal or recycling. B, the use of renewable energy. C, the promotion of waste incineration. D, the collection of waste that is not recyclable. Yan, cradle to the grave, no? Yan. So, okay. Ang best nito is yung nare-recycle yung produkto niya kasi nga inuutusan yung mga malalaking kumpanya na mabalik sa kanila yung kanilang basura, 'no, or ma-recycle na like for example, yung mga lata ng soft drinks, 'no, naglalagay sila ng mga container dun mo ilalagay para makokolekta nila pabalik. Ini-encourage nila a certain percentage, 'no, na mabalik sa kanila. Best answer, letter A. Okay. Talagang may nagpaalala kung ilang araw na lang, 'no? Siyempre kaya nga nauna ako pang high moral, eh. Para maganda start ng final coaching, 'no? Ayan, pag-asa muna. 167, waste management needs private and public cooperation. What roles do community programs play in waste management? A, they focus solely on landfilling. B, they require government funding. C, they raise awareness and encourage, no, participation in recycling and waste reduction efforts. Or D, they increase in waste generation. Best answer. Siyempre, ang pinaka-role ng community ay i-encourage yung ibang tao na mag-segregate, no? Best answer, letter C. Okay? For 167. Next, 168. Which of the following practices support sustainable waste management? A, over-reliance on landfills. B, incinerating all waste. C, environmental regulations only followed by people only. D, implementing waste separation and recycling home and in workplaces. Okay. Sustainable waste management, no? Reduce, reuse, recycle, priority mo. Pag-dispose mo, only the essential. Best answer, letter T for 168. Implement waste separation and recycling in home and in workplaces. 169, konti na lang. What does a thematic map do? A, specific data like population, climate, or economic activity. B, landforms and physical features. C, political borders. D, roads and highways. Pagka landforms and physical features, that's more of topographic map, no? Political borders, meron to yung ating mga political maps. Best answer, letter A. Specific data like population, climate, or economic activity. Thematic kasi yan, eh. Next, 170. Climate best described as A, short-term weather patterns. B, long-term weather patterns of a specific region. C, daily weather conditions. Or D, weather changes over an hour. Keyword, weather, short-term, 1 month, 1 week. 1 week at the most. Best answer for 170 is letter B, no? 171. What is a choropleth map? A map that uses colors or patterns to show statistical data. B, a map that shows topographic features. C, a map that uses color to represent population density or other data. D, a map with lines of latitude and longitude. parehas may color, no? A or C eh. Pero alin ang sagot, no? Letter C. Kasi nga, ang tinitingnan mo dito, let's say, kunyari, nilagyan mo ng color coding, shades of, let's say, red. Mas mapula yung pinaka-populated, mas less red yung hindi populated. Best answer, letter C. Mas specific siya compared sa letter A. 172. What is the purpose of land surveying? A, to create maps. B, to determine land boundaries and features. C, to design infrastructures. Or D, to measure weather patterns. Okay. Ang map, hindi masyado yan kasi ang inuuna mo muna sa surveying ay kailangan muna natin malaman ang pinaka-boundaries niya. Best answer, letter B. With 172. 173. Which of the following instruments is commonly used in surveying? All. Yung pinaka. Combine pa to. Yung pagka kinumpleto mo kasama niya si ano, no? A, theodolite. B, compass. C, protractor. B, barometer. Meron niya yung tinatawag nating ano, yan. That is what we call your, no, theodolite. Best answer, letter A, no? Kaya nga di ba meron tinatawag na total station theodolite. Okay, 173, letter A. 174, GIS is helpful for appraisers and geodetic engineers. What is the primary functions of GIS? A, to track weather patterns. B, to store and analyze geographical data. C, to measure soil quality. D, to record land ownership. Ito, napaka-basic lang yan. GIS, stackable maps. And that stackable maps, you are able to analyze and store. Best answer, letter B. For 174. 175. Which Philippine agency is responsible for the management of land and mapping data? A, Department of Environment and Natural Resources. B, Land Management Bureau, LMB. C, National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, NAMRIA. D, Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Service Administration or PAG-ASA. Best answer, letter C. Okay? Letter C. Okay. Ang keyword kasi dito, mapping. Ang central mapping agency natin ay NAMRIA. Okay? Pagka protection ng environment, that's gonna be DENR. No? Okay. Now, 176, the cadastral survey was a project that took 100 years to finish due to different reasons. Cadastral survey is primarily used to A, determine property boundaries for land ownership and title purposes. B, create topographic maps. C, survey agricultural lands. Or D, measure building structures. Okay. Di ba meron tayong survey ng individual lots, survey ng boundaries, saka survey ng combined. So that would include no letter A. Yan. Determine natin yung property boundaries. Next, 177. In which of the following areas is GIS commonly used in the Philippines? A, traffic law enforcement. B, disaster management and response. C, shopping mall construction. D, tourism promotion. Dali na yan. No? Kaya nga ginagamit natin to identify the different hazards and disasters, no? Na pwede nating makita. Best answer, letter D for 177. Okay? Yan. In 177 na. Next. 178. What role does GIS play in comprehensive land use plan? A, it designs disaster resilient structures. B, it creates architectural blueprints. C, it helps in the management of land use zoning decisions. D, it helps developers plan property use. Ayun na yung clue nyo, comprehensive land use plan. So pag may comprehensive land use plan, merong zoning ordinance. And yung zoning ordinance implements the CLUP. Best answer. Letter C. Okay? Letter C. Next, 179. What is the advantage of UAV, no? Yung mga drones natin, unmanned aerial vehicles in surveying. They are used for mapping large forests. They work only for measuring distance. They are used only for mapping roads. They can provide real-time aerial imagery and data collection. So ang purpose ng drones is, no, mas maganda ang viewpoint mo. At the same time, maganda rin ang iyong nako-collect na data kasi mas maganda yung angle. Best answer. Letter D. They are also very useful in spying. Yeah, no? Pwede rin yan. Kasi at least hindi na tao mapapahamak, no? Ano mo na lang to sender. Okay. How does satellite imagery contribute to GIS? A, it creates physical maps. B, it provides accurate, up-to-date geography data from space. B, C, it measures weather only. D, it maps underground structures. Keyword nito, satellite. Satellite galing saan? Sa outer space. Best answer, letter B. No? 180, letter B. Next, 181. Settlements are classified under rural or urban. Which of the following is a common feature of rural settlements? A, high population density. B, low population density in agricultural activities. C, tall skyscrapers. D, complex road networks. No? Rural ang tinatanong. Ang rural na tinatanong, yes, correct. That is gonna be low population density. Kasi nga, mas maraming tao pupunta sa urban areas. Tsaka yan, yung mga medyo malalaking mga agricultural lands. Next, 182. Urbanization is a trend in settlement geography. The process of urbanization leads to A, the growth of rural settlements. B, the decrease in population density. C, the expansion of cities and towns. Or D, a reduction in agricultural activities. Urbanization, kumbaga, mula sa isang city, nag-e-expand siya sa kalapit lugar. Best answer, letter C. Next, 183. Which of the following is typically seen for found in rural settlements? A, high-rise buildings. B, busy shopping malls. C, farms and open spaces. D, public transportation system. Parang kasunod lang siya nung kanina. Obviously, that would be farms and open spaces. Kasi nga, ito yung mga malalaking sukat ng lupa, may nakatayo, merong iba, wala. No? Best answer, letter C. 184. What is a metropolitan area? Ayan. Ilagay nyo na lang kung nakikita nyo sa Metro Manila. A city without surrounding rural areas. B, a large rural settlement. C, a large urban area that includes the areas its surrounding suburbs. A small city with few inhabitants. Parang Metro Manila. Multiple cities, magkakalapit, pati yung mga nearby kasama na sa kanya. Best answer, letter C. 185. Konti na lang. How can settlements impact the environment? A. They can lead to deforestation, pollution, habitat loss. B. They always benefit the environment. C. They help in wildlife preservation. Or D. They reduce urban sprawl. Okay, keyword, no? Settlements impact, no? Siyempre, pag may tao, no, magagamit yan, makaka-possibly destroy ng environment, lalo na kung hindi maingat, no? Best answer, letter A. Okay? Next, 186. What environmental factor can cause settlements to relocate or adapt? A. Population growth in the city. B. Government policies. C. Technological advancement. D. Natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes. Keyword, environmental. Keyword, environmental. Hence, the best answer would be letter D. No? Kasi yan lang yung nakikita natin na related sa environment. Ang population growth, social. Government is obviously political. Technological, keyword technology. No, only D is environmental. Next, 187. What is the purpose of zoning laws in urban settlements? A, to regulate land use and reduce conflicts, no, between different land use, residential, commercial, etc. B, to create more green spaces in urban areas. C, to control population growth. Or D, to encourage settlements near bodies of water. Okay. Keyword, no? Ang ginagawa natin, kinaklasify natin, no, under institutional, no, yung commercial, residential, agricultural, if applicable. So, everything has a place, no? Best answer, letter A for 187. Next, 180. Transportation planning is essential in settlement geography patterns. What is the role of transportation networks in the development of settlements? A, they prevent the spread of settlements. B, they determine the location and growth, no, of settlements by improving accessibility and connectivity. C, they have no significant benefit or impact, no? D, they only benefit rural areas. Okay. Kaya nga meron tayong transportation hub. Bakit tayo may transportation hub? Kasi meron tayong accessibility and connectivity. Okay. Another concept pala pagdating sa yung mga non-motorized, we call that active transportation. Yung mga non-motorized, ibig sabihin, nagbabike ka, naglalakad ka, yan. Mga active transportation natin. Ibig sabihin, it's the person that, no, moves from point A to point B without the vehicles. Next, 188, letter B. 189. Which ecological global challenge affects the geography of settlements the most? A, climate change and rising sea levels. B, increasing use of renewable energy. C, wars among nations. D, lack of job opportunities. Okay, keyword ecological. So, isa lang naman na ecological dyan, climate change. Best answer, letter A. Climate change and rising sea levels. Next, 190. What is a consequence of overpopulation in urban settlements? A, more job opportunities. B, improved quality of life. C, decreased access to basic services and infrastructure. D, reduce urban sprawl. Mas maraming tao, mas maraming nag-aagawan sa resources. So therefore, kung mas maraming nag-aagawan sa resources, oops. Wala pala akong nalagay na highlight. Best answer, letter C. Screenshotan ko lang. Okay. 10 na lang. Kapit. What is the function of a CBD, Central Business District, like Makati or Ortigas in settlements? In A, urban settlement. A, to serve as residential area. B, to house government buildings. C, to provide commercial, financial, and business activities. C, D, to serve as recreational area. Obviously, CBD is for economic growth, and economic growth can be realized with letter C. Next, 192. What does the gentrification refers to? A, the decline of a wealthy area. B, the process of renovating and improving neighborhoods, often leading to displacement lower income residents. C, the expansion of industrial zones. D, the movement of people from rural to urban. Gentrification, no? Kadalasan, no, pagka nagpapasok na yung mas may pera, mas mayaman, nadi-displace yung mga mas mahirap kasi either binibili sila or tumataas ang presyo doon, so nagmo-move out yung ibang tao. Best answer for gentrification is letter B. Parang Siargao daw. Okay? Next, 193. What is the primary purpose of the ASEAN Qualifications Reference Framework, ARQ-AQRF? To standardize ASEAN government, to establish a common ASEAN real estate practice. C, to regulate labor migration to more economic development developed Asian nations. D, to enable the comparison of qualifications as ASEAN member countries. Okay. Remember, QRF pa lang yan. Pag AQRF pa lang yan, hindi pa tayo nag-exchange. Rather, we are comparing the qualifications. Best answer, letter D. Okay. Next, 194. AQRF aligns its levels with which of the following? A, National Qualifications Framework of ASEAN country. B, ASEAN Economic Cooperative Standards. B, ASEAN and APEC Standards. B, ASEAN Free Trade Standards. Okay. Keyword dito, AQRF. Sa part ng Pilipinas, ang ka-align niya ay PQF. Ang PQF ay ang tinatawag nating National Qualification Framework ng Pilipinas. So, ang Indonesia meron, ang Singapore meron, tayo meron. Ang meron sa atin, PQF. That's our National Qualification Framework. 194, letter A. Next, 195. The AQRF can help with which of the following in terms of workforce mobility? A, restricting job migration. B, preventing educational exchange. C, promoting the recognition of qualifications for better opportunities across ASEAN countries. D, creating a common education system. Okay, workforce mobility. Unang-una, paano ka makakapag-exchange ng mga nagtatrabaho? Kailangan muna pare-pareha sila ng qualifications, no? So, at par siya sa standards mo, at par siya sa standards ng bansa. So, that would be letter C. Last 5. Ayan, screenshotan. Baka hindi na screenshotan, no? Last 5. 196. Which of the following is not a characteristic of physical geography? A, landforms. B, climate. C, economic systems. D, vegetation. Okay. Physical, physical. Bakit may nagle-letter D? Vegetation is still physical. Di ba? Pagka may puno, may halaman. Oh. Di ba? Ay nako, mga inaantok na yan. Letter C is the best answer, no? Okay. Napapapikit na yung pata. Konti na lang, no? 197. What does the term greenhouse gas refer to? A, pollutants in the atmosphere that block UV. B, water vapor in the air. C, greenhouse gases that cool the Earth's surface. D, gases that trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere. Okay. Ayan. Nagkakatalo lang sila sa A or D. Pero, pag tinignan mo yung definition, nagbablock ba siya ng UV rays o nakaka-destroy siya ng ozone layer na nag-aalaw siya ng UV rays? Magkaiba yon. Okay? So, ang ginagawa ng greenhouse gas, sinisira niya ozone layer, papasok ngayon ng UV rays, mas intense ang UV rays natin. Best answer, letter D. Okay, 3 more. May countdown na talaga, oh. The majority of Earth's water, fresh water, is found in A, lakes, B, rivers, C, glaciers and ice caps, or D, underground reservoirs. Sure? Pinakamarami, 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 Antarctica, Greenland, pinakamarami. Yes, no? Kino-correct na para matapos na, no? Letter C. Okay, no? Glaciers and ice caps. Yan. Last two. What is the main cause of rural depopulation in many parts of the world? A, increased birth rates. B, movement to urban areas for job opportunities. C, lack of education. D, climate change. Siyempre, alam na natin yan. Kaya umaalis yan kasi walang opportunity sa probinsya. Best answer, letter B. Okay, penultimate, last number. Ang haba pa ng last number, eh, no? Carrying capacity is important in understanding relationship between population and resources. In their location, what is the concept of carrying capacity in humans? A, the total number of people that a nation can support. B, the maximum population that an environment can support without degradation, sustain rather, without degradation. B, the ability of a society to maintain an government. D, the number of industries that can operate in an area. So, carrying capacity, dalawa ang kanyang nakalagay. Population at saka yung merong resources ka na meron. So, until kaya niya, hindi siya mag-degrade. Best answer. And the final answer is letter B. Ayan. Okay. So, I'll stop sharing and just a short message na lang, no? Sa kanila. At alam ko, inaantok na sila. Ayan. I wish you the best and I think this is my last day for this review season with you. So, yun sa mga RHEA, see you na lang sa RHEA. Pero yan sa mga mag-e-exam, I wish you the best. Alam mo naman ang Torre, very full force kami with regards to anything that you need. And we'll see you around. We'll see you sa mga different real estate, no, na conference, conventions man, o taking man, kung saan man. At alam ko naman, you have long prepared for it. No? So just pray for it and bibigay naman sa inyo if you really deserve it. So with that, I'll turn it over to Coach Ran.
Thank you, Coach Brian. We'll be seeing you sa Rhea. At kung ano, baka malay nyo, makita rin natin sa oath taking si Sir Brian, no? If
Oo.
our schedule permits, kasi baka lumipad yan si Coach Brian, no? So,
Binubuko mo ako ah.
walang ibang other options, housemates, no? So tonight, no, you end from tonight until April 22, we always end the night by telling yourselves, no, hawak sa puso, no, ako naman, no, ikaw naman ang magiging real estate broker. You tell yourself, no, yung countdown mo ngayon, going to April 22, it's not a countdown kung kailan ka mag-e-exam. It's a countdown ng huling mga araw kung kailan ordinaryong tao ka. Ilang araw na lang, isa ka ng real estate broker. No? Pwede ka nang pwede ka nang makipagtarayan sa mga sa mga marketing managers ng mga developers, no? Pwede ka na maningil ng 6%, no? But more than that, actually, no? More than that, being a licensed real estate broker will not only change your lives, it will change the lives of those na naniniwala at sumusuporta sa inyo. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. No? So with that, maraming salamat, housemates. Magkikita tayo tomorrow. Handa na ba, housemates? For the one of the most anticipated na pagbabalik ni Attorney MJ for tomorrow's 200 items, the first set of 200 items, purely law. Purely law. Yes, 8 a.m. po. Purely law po ang ating lecture tomorrow. Ihanda ang inyong mga puso. Baka masabihan kayo. This has been the House of Real Estate. Sa langit, paa sa lupa palagi. Magandang buhay, housemates. Thank you, Coach Brian.